Hello, and thank you for joining me today. I'm joined by Jeff Fall, who works for Oxford Instruments Healthcare, and Oxford Instruments Healthcare was recently purchased by MXR Imaging, but that's not the reason we're here today. We're here today to find out, Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Phil. How are you?
I'm good. Are you? I know that you have quite a family. How are things at home?
Things are good. We have all my 4 daughters here now and my new son-in-law. My oldest daughter and my son-in-law are both now recovered from the coronavirus. They were living in Brooklyn and they came here to ride the rest of the storm out.
I see. Well, that's fortunate. Tell me about the Oxford Service Group. How are your people still providing service to hospitals?
Yes, we are, and we've been really busy, particularly on the CT side. Some of our MR leasing stuff has been delayed, but there's been a big demand for CT leasing and a big demand on the service side.
Because CT helps to diagnose corona.
They've been using it as a tool, and as you know, if you're a hospital and you don't have a working CT scanner, you have to close your emergency room.
Right. What do you think how will healthcare change as a result of the coronavirus?
Boy, I'm not really sure. I mean, I would look at a couple things. I would expect that our federal response to these kind of events and our individual state responses to these kind of events will get better, and that we will learn from where we had problems with this one. I think probably there's going to be a push to get more people covered under some kind of health insurance. If you look at what's happened to hospitals not being able to do the profitable things for them, I'm really worried about them, looking at the amount of money they're losing through this crisis, through this pandemic. But I'm not exactly sure.
Well, for not being sure, you have a pretty good grasp of what's going on. Is there anything that you think a regular person can do? What can someone do to make things better, do you think?
Boy,
that's a hard question, I know.
Yeah, obviously social distancing, I think is important, and following your individual states or your county guidelines, I think that makes an impact. I think making sure healthcare workers and other people on the front lines, grocery store workers, all the people who are out there providing services, if you make sure they understand that they're appreciated, I think that goes a long way.
Right. Do you see any positives as a result of the pandemic?
I really can't say that I do. It's certainly changed my lifestyle. I mean, on a personal level, I think we were sitting around the dinner table the other night and realized it was the first time all my kids have been home, except for some major event for a day or two since 2013. That's a positive. But other than that, not so much.
Now, I know there's a movement in Michigan, I think it's Michigan, that there's a movement to open up go back to business as usual. Is that a rural or urban or both?
I think it's both. There's a lot of counties in Michigan that have been very minimally impacted. So I think it's hard for individuals to see how this is affecting them, other than they can't do the things they've normally done and they may not be collecting a paycheck. I do think it's important to get people back to work in a safe way. I think there are things that can be done here in Michigan to do that. And hopefully we'll see more of that in the days to come.
Now, good. Circling back to business for just a minute, are you seeing that there's a challenge for logistics for delivering parts or personnel to maintain equipment, or is it business as usual pretty much?
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of logistical hiccups, but I have to say our team that takes care of that have done just a superb job, and we have not dropped the ball. So I'm really proud of our group.
And FedEx does the job of, or the couriers are doing the job for delivering the parts?
They are, sometimes there's been delays, but they are getting the job done.
Okay, is there any advice you'd like to offer to the Healthcare Business News readers?
Be safe.
Yeah.
Be safe. Appreciate your families.
Okay, well, you know, Jeff, you're like a very smart guy with a deep and rich experience, and I appreciate you spending time with us.